Thank you so much for the invitation to be here. 36 hours I traveled to come. And I'm extremely happy to be here to celebrate this 30 years celebration of the UNESCO-Chairs. We in South Africa don't have a UNESCO-Chair in education and sustainability, but we do have a South African research chair, and we have had this research chair for 30 years. It is Africa's only chair in education and sustainability, and I have the privilege to hold that chair. So it is a pleasure for me to be here, and of course I have worked with UNESCO for many, many years on education and sustainability. I am very excited about the Gender Declaration, and what I wanted to do this evening is to just bring you a story, perhaps, that connects with some of the items and elements of the Gender Declaration. I just need to find it on my iPad. Got it. Yes, so the Gender Declaration does something important for us. I think it asks us to rethink nature-culture relations. It also brings education to the fore, and it brings, I think, the spirit of UNESCO education to the fore, which is to bring peace into the minds of men and women. And when we think about peace, I think the image that I have there is an image of peace. It's an image that brings us to foreground women, and especially women that are marginalized and women that are suffering many challenges in today's world, and those very often are the Black African women and young women particularly. They have been at the front end of the HIV/AIDS pandemic. They are at the front end of gender-based violence in our country at the moment. And the other image that connects there is the image of our biodiversity, and our biodiversity is perhaps the other dimension of our lives which is under threat, more so than I think we care to acknowledge. So how then do we build regenerative cultures? And I'm sorry, but I never expected this war image in the front. And when I thought about the image that I brought you and the war image, I just felt like this is just juxtaposing the contradictions in our society that we do need to face. And I guess it's education's work to do that. As we build regenerative cultures, and in fact the work in education that needs to be done there is transformative learning work. So we have been working on a research program for quite a number of years now. It started with a very interesting grant that we got from the International Science Council, and it was one of the first social science programs that was funded into the International Science Council and the Future Earth community. The Future Earth is a community of scientists. Of course, they work on the words that were created here, ecology and sustainability, but interestingly, it's taken so long for the social sciences to be admitted or brought into this community of ecology and sustainability. So we have ecology, sustainability and culture, and now we have to do something with that, with education, transformative learning, and we have to regenerate regenerative cultures. We have to produce new cultures, different cultures. Now, this is also the place of words, a place of words and a place of poetry. So that's why I wanted to bring you a story, and I was just so interested that the two words we work so much with, ecology and sustainability, were born here, and of course in the home of Goethe, who is one of the, such a well-known poet that we all know, and of course Friedrich Schiller as well. So it's a story that I want to bring you from my students, actually, not only my students, but the early career researchers that were working with us in the Transformations to Sustainability program, coming from the 3 social science programs that were funded in that project. One was the tea learning project, which we were leading. The other one was on activism, environmental activism, and the other program was on politics and pathways. So bringing these social scientists together, and we had the very interesting experience of bringing these young people together at what we called a research school in Colombia. in the coffee region of Colombia, just on the edge of the Amazon, of course, and the Amazon being one of the world's most incredible places for biodiversity. So one of the things that these young people were doing at this research school is they just were saying that the words that we have are not enough. The metaphors that we live by are no longer relevant. And the cultures that we're trying to reproduce in education are not the cultures that we need if we want to move towards sustainability. So these amazing young people, they created this idea of what they called the pluriversity of stuck humans. And they were saying that, it's not climate change that is the problem, it's actually stuck humans, and they called us all stuck humans. So a pluriversity for stuck humans, and they were reimagining, in doing this, they were reimagining the university and what the university is and could be. So we were a group there of young people speaking at least 12 different languages: Dinka, English, Spanish, Chichewa, Swahili, Hindi, isiXhosa, isiZulu, Afrikaans, Norwegian, German, Turkish, French. And what we were trying to do there was to launch a rich inquiry into the possibilities of reframing education and research through imagining diverse worlds, differently worded. So, of course, the purpose of this was to challenge and reframe the norms and the dogma that it has invested itself into our cultures that is so hard to shake. And of course, one needs the imagination of young people and the imagination of the human community to come together and to do this, to shake that, to challenge the dogmas and to produce something different. So in this activity of the pluriversity for stuck humans, we invented a number of things. We invented the Department of the More Than Human. We invented the Department of Sticky Privilege, the Department of Uncertainty, the Department of Meaningful Mistakes, the Department of Careful Crafting, the Department of Courage, the Department of Raising Hell or Creative Insurrection, the Department of Intuition, the Department of Transgressive Gardening, the Department of Reciprocity, the Department of Empathetic Echolocution, and more. So one of the young scholars, Lena Weber, who wrote a poem. It's called its main poem for the pluriversity for stuck humans. She wrote along these lines. She said, we need to reimagine a university and an education system where students can wash off their entitlement, that sticky grime that lives on from colonial enlightenment. So it's a decolonial project that these young students are working on, but it's also a sustainability project. And then, if you'll bear with me, I'll read you the small part that I wrote in the story that we were working on. And I invented in this imaginative exercise the idea of the Department of Attunement. And in the story, I'm going to just mention a small little creature, and it's called a mole in English, and in German, I looked it up on Google Translate just now, Maulwurf, yes, a Maulwurf. Okay, so when I talk about the golden mole, it's a golden Maulwurf, okay? So in the Department of Attunement, we tune our ears to the beauty of song. We sense the rhythms of each other's visions. We attune ourselves to the darkness of narrations that require healing, to pain, suffering, and the ragged edges of contradiction and power. We attune to fringe theories, marginal voices, and lost creatures that have not made it into the mainstream, listening out for what they may offer. We attune to the stories blaring in our heads about the world's wounds. The most complex assignment in this department is attuning to the squeals and the clicks of the almost invisible golden mole during the mating season. The golden mole is one of Africa's oldest underground creatures. It is endemic, not found anywhere else. In fact, there are 21 species that are endemic, and we find ourselves stuck in not being able to hear that 11 out of the 21 endemic species of golden moles are endangered, dying out. The squeals and the clicks of their mating periods disappearing forever. In this department, we also found ourselves stuck listening to the pain of Somalian poet Saadia Hassan, who encourages a willingness to make noise, however terrifying, and attune one's ear to the beauty of it. Like Saadia expressing refugee pain, we hear the shape, texture, and sound of survival, the stretch and the dip and immense weight or weightlessness of it. Terrifying noise and sensitive attunement for the world's wounds. Saadia and the golden mole teach us to use our hypertrophied middle ear ossicles to adapt to seismic vibrations of imminent pain and extinction in the middle of the hot mess that we are in. With this, become singer, become squealer, become click maker and listener in the Department of Attunement. And as you enter the Department of Attunement, be the wild creature being of Ben Okri, one who holds on to the wildness in storied worlds in order to hear and give joy. Make terrifying noises, attune sensitively, sharpen your acoustic reflexes, seek out better frequency resolution, hear seismic vibrations of imminent pain and extinction. Click and squeal. Hear each other's clicks, squeals, pain and rhythms above the blaring of the stories in our heads, above the noise of institutional impact measures. So that was the piece that I wrote, and it was about in response to the dominance of impact measures that structure the way in which our universities think. So I'll just finish off with a very short quote from Donna Haraway, and she says that it matters what matters we use to think other matters with. It matters what stories we tell to tell other stories with. It matters what nots, what thoughts think thoughts, what descriptions describe descriptions, and what ties tie ties. It matters what stories make worlds and what worlds make stories. So as we come together to discuss the connection between culture, education, and sustainability, I think the invitation really is for us to think quite deeply. We've heard the word deeply, think deeply, to embrace and to embody words with new meanings in ways that can help us to reimagine the images that we use, the metaphors that we live by, the departments that we educate ourselves in, and also thus how our minds are connected to our words and our lives, the more than human and each other. Thank you very much.